Sharzel is back.
Hey, man. How you doing? Good to be back. Feels like, no pun intended, brand new day.
Yeah.
You and I have seen it. Spider-Man, Tom Holland, my man, is back. We're ready to get into it. Talking about Wonder Man, Doomsday setup, how we're going to feel about it, hopes and aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
And then can't wait to finally talk about the Black Ops 2 gameplay. Yeah. Solid. We're in.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited you're here. Thank you for bearing with me because I know I sound terrible. These are allergies, I promise. I was mowing the grass. Whatever reason, allergies flared up. I don't know why. Yeah. Usually, as we had talked about before we got on the pod, usually happens in the spring and then it usually happens in the fall. But for whatever reason, as soon as the calendar flipped to August, it flared up on me. So I got my tea right here. I've been on the cough drops, one after the next. I've been popping those like Skittles.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm here, but we're going to power through because as you had laid out, we're going to talk Spidey. I seen it last night. You seen it on Friday with the fam.
Yep.
And I wanted to have the opportunity to talk about it as soon as we could because it's so fresh.
It's ready.
And this is certainly worthy of discussion, to say the least. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. And hopefully we've learned a thing or two since the last pod because you were on the premiere episode.
Yeah.
We've since had a few. Hopefully, again, we've gotten a little bit better. We'll let you, the listener, be the judge of that.
Hey, it's nice. It's nice.
I think we're feeling a little bit more confident. Would you agree?
Yeah, it's got the thoughts together, the bits and pieces that you're going to talk about, just to sort the pile, and you got like a nice juicy stack of like, this is what I want to talk about. Just get it out there. It's good to get the thoughts out there, especially today's media, games, movies. Love them. They're changing ever constantly, but it's always nice to like, man, here's something this is nice, a good piece of cinema. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that. And we were talking about sitting there in the theater last night. There was so much happening.
Yeah.
And that pace of that movie, it moves pretty good. I remember No Way Home being slow. As many peaks as it has, felt a little slow at times. But this one, it's like a roller coaster ride.
It was deep. It was, you had the return of...
Spoilers here.
Spoilers, yeah. We love you. We love it talking about it. But you had Aunt May side his head. It hit. Then they bring up her death scene and what it meant to him. And I'm like, Aunt May was a rough one. I'm like, Uncle Ben throughout all the years, but you got an Aunt May gone. And it's a rough pill to swallow. But it was nice to see that, like you said, the pacing was, you weren't just sitting there kind of like, all right, let's move it on. Action here, boom. Got a down moment, but they talk about something that anybody can relate to. You lose a loved one, you're going to go through all that. But they did really, really spectacular from a superhero's perspective. How's it affecting him? He's burying himself in his work. He's there for the call for everybody else, but then, he has no one currently. Following the events of No Way Home, Doctor Strange erasing everyone's memory. It's nice to see they really created that really well after. They're like, all right, hey, here's what happened. They didn't spend too much time in the past. But it really feels like this is a fresh chapter. Him, the Punisher, Hulk, man, the Punisher, John Brenthal. I'm probably butchering the name.
Bernthal. Yeah, close enough. Same thing.
He's amazing. His little, his grunting.
Yes.
The way he just says what sometimes everyone's thinking, like, hey, we're going to go fight the Hulk. Oh, all right. Hey, you have fun with that. Seasoned guy as he is, but you got a target like the Hulk. It's going to be he's one of the smart guys. I'm not going to go senselessly attacking this dude. It's the Hulk. I'm like, oh man, I love it. You could feel
he was trying to weasel himself out of it.
Yeah.
That was so funny. Yeah, that was a good moment. Have you sat down to watch Punisher?
Yes.
You've experienced this character.
Yep.
You know this character well. I think you're more knee deep, certainly, than a casual MCU fan. I'm probably a little bit more into this deeper than a casual, but I think for a lot of us, me included, I haven't watched Punisher. I haven't gotten around to it. I've heard good things, but this was my first experience. I knew Bernthal is the Punisher. When did he start being the Punisher? When was that? That's been a few years now, right?
It was like, I think right after Charlie Cox was Daredevil.
Yeah.
Then they did the little interaction between those two. Love Charlie Cox. He's just a seasoned, oh man, he played the Daredevil role just immaculately.
That's another one I haven't watched. I got to get it on the list. It's on the list, I should say that, but I need to sit down and watch it. But for a lot of people, I would imagine this is their first experience with Bernthal's Punisher. And it's a little different Punisher than what I'm sure you would have seen in the Punisher show, right?
Yeah, a lot. He's more straightforward. He doesn't have the PTSD crashes, and he's very cleaned up here. He's, all right, here's the mission. He's very abrasive. He's very stop-wallish.
Yeah.
If you have hopes and aspirations, he's usually the guy that's like, well, on the other side of this, we all could be killed. I'm like, okay, he's got the level-headed grunt thinking, but he's a clutch. He comes through, helps Peter out. A gun doesn't do much against the Hulk, but it was a nice distraction.
Yeah.
It was nice to see, of course, Mark Ruffalo return as the Hulk. I kind of feel like they shelved him a little soon, but they got their own plans for Hulk. They're kind of in and out throughout the MCU history.
Yeah.
They want to do all these great things about Hulk. Heck, he has a son now. He was out in space. I kind of wanted to see more what he was doing out in space. We did in Ragnarok, but he got brought back. Mark Ruffalo is Hulk. I do enjoy him, but I feel like he's still chained. No pun intended.
Yeah.
He's still kind of inside his own self, but I feel like he's going to branch out. But I kind of feel like the timer's kind of running down on Ruffalo. He's doing good, but Bernthal, it's nice to see him in a full production. Him and Tom Holland were like glue. They did the Hot Ones challenge.
Yes.
And I got to watch the full episode, but apparently Holland threw up.
I did see this.
And Berthal's like, whoa, man. Holland took it like a champ.
Yeah.
You could see his face was very flushed. Yeah. And Sean Evans like, oh, man, out of everything he's seen, he said he's the first. Everyone else would like gag or get lightheaded or like, hey, I'm getting the rumblies. But Holland threw up off set. Everybody was real worried, but he took it like a champ.
Yeah.
Holland, he's bulletproof. Love it.
And I think if I remember correctly, he had said, I love being the first because he was the first one that had vomited on the set, which
I can imagine the smell. Ooh, hot leaf.
That was a good moment. But you could tell Bernthal and Holland really do enjoy working together. And I think the reason why that dynamic works as well as it did, and I think is one of the things that really works for the movie on a wholesale basis, if you will. Feels like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
This you got the young buck. Younger. He's not the young buck that we had met in Homecoming with Holland, but then you got the grizzled vet Punisher.
Yep.
And it's just those two coming together. It felt like Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
And it was really neat just to see those two interacting. And even though if it's a slightly different version of Punisher that, again, this is coming from someone who hasn't watched Punisher series, but I can tell with the rating because I think it's rated R, right? Rated MA.
Yeah.
Rated MA. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. There's, given that the rating for this one is PG-13, if I'm fairly positive it's PG-13, right? Yeah. So they had to do something there. And I think it worked. I think it worked without taking away from Bernthal's character. I'm sure that was tough for him to kind of navigate those waters, but I think they did a pretty good job. But let's circle back, getting away from that dynamic, which is great. But what was your first reaction coming out of the theater? Because I had asked you to describe it in one word, and you said deep.
Oh, man. Yeah. As I mentioned earlier, it's just they really did touch down on how he's feeling. And then you got the new issues. He's balancing between human and arachnid. That arachnid DNA is kicking in. The fight with Scorpion. He really let himself go, and it was it was like Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 3. As soon as he got the black suit on, he was at Sandman, involved for killing his uncle. It was an accident. The whole thing was a whole accident. They cleared it up at the end of the movie. But when he fought Sandman, you felt the anger, the hatred. Like, this is coming to you. I'm taking you down. This isn't normal quip Spider-Man. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Hey, you've been all tied up. No, this is I'm taking you down. I'm serious. Grabs the tail, whiplashes the man, takes out the cop car, puts a cop in critical condition, and you can see, even through the mask, you can see, like, he's upset about this. He's broken about this. This is a broken Spider-Man, and he's trying to sweep up the pieces, but all alone. He's got his apartment set up. The Little Caesar shout-out was awesome, too. I love that. Little Caesar was a big moneymaker for this production. They were a nice sponsor. He had the Caesar's pizzas. It was a starting apartment.
That's right. I forgot all about Little Caesars. Is this the first time that we've seen Little Caesars in a movie? Certainly a movie of this caliber.
And especially because, like Little Caesar, I remember when it was starting out in Zanesville years ago, and I'm like, and they got decent pizza. I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's a decent pizza.
Yeah.
Nice at them seeing in a bigger branch. I think they've sponsored a lot of sports events. Not a big sports guy on my end, but it's nice. Little Caesar was a small company. Now they're like, hey, we're in the big production, baby. We're doing it. But I really do enjoy that Holland's character is going through the motions. Each Spider-Man has successfully done it. Even Nick Cage's Spider-Man, Spider-Noir, love it. But each one of them has their own little, it didn't feel the same as all the other Spider-Man. He's hurting. This is someone who needs to just breathe and just get the job done while all this other stuff is really eating at him, hitting him both physically and mentally.
And we've been with Holland's Spider-Man for a long time.
Oh, man.
Now, Homecoming was 2016, if I'm not mistaken. So 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah, 10 years. And we have 4 movies, which even Maguire, his Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi iteration, didn't get that treatment. I mean, they were this close.
Yeah.
I think Sony had tweeted about it. There's an infamous tweet about a release date, or there was some reporting back then that Spider-Man 4 was going to come out in, I think it was 2011 at that time, because the last one was 2007. And so that was just an infamous report, just because Spider-Man 4, I think they were getting ready to shoot it.
Yeah.
And they just axed it. It's like, we're not moving forward. We're going to reboot it. Then here comes Garfield.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of that. Was that Mark Webb who did that one?
Because then even the guy who did the current one was different than John Watts.
Yes.
Homecoming.
So Mark Webb, he did the Garfield iteration.
Yeah.
And that was only for 2 films.
Mm-hmm.
So Holland gets a 4th film. And now you had Tom Watts. Was it Tom Watts? John Watts. John Watts. Yes, thank you. And now you bring in, and I'm going to butcher the name here, but this was someone who directed Shang-Chi. And when I first heard, did you know that?
Yes, he helped with that. Wasn't he one of the creative directors?
Destin Cretton?
Yeah. Destin. That's what it is. Destin. Yeah.
I think it's funny how there's so many, or it seems like there's so much noise about a sequel to Shang-Chi. I think it did fairly well at the box office. I don't think it was a flop. It may not have done as well as they had anticipated, but there's still enough noise being made on the internet. There's enough discord that there's a want for a second one. I hear it quite a bit.
The choreography in that, honestly, it does suck. It didn't get nearly as much love. Me and my brother-in-law talked about it. Shout out. He enjoyed it. He loved the karate scene. He likes to choreograph. He likes a really well choreographed fight scene. And man who played Shang-Chi, he's like, they put me through the ringer. These in-your-face action battles, even before he got his rings, he was on his toes. And it was like not a down moment. Fists flying, feet flying. You got a man who just went through a wall. Someone's with a surprised look. They did really well in the bus scene. Man with the knife hand pops out, chops the bus in half. He's cool as a cucumber, flying through, taking out the bad guys, making sure everybody else is okay. He saved a couple people from falling off the bus. Awkwafina was in there. It was one of her lesser known roles, but she still had her quippy self. I enjoy her because she's herself behind the camera. Normal life. She's great. I love Awkwafina.
Yeah. It was a success from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Just because I remember it making some money. It had grossed over $430 million. And this was released during the pandemic in 2021. So this was the tail end of the pandemic. And there were still quite a few of us who weren't comfortable going to theaters or being in mass gatherings at that point.
Yeah, they have.
And it still made a ton of money. Yeah. Now, it did have a big budget. It was closer to $200 million, but it was still considered a win.
Yeah.
And I just think the MCU, for as much as they do well, there's 2 things, and Feige talked about this. There's 2 things that they really messed up on.
Oh.
There was Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
So Simu.
Okay.
He's incredible. I don't understand. Like, I know he's going to be in Doomsday, and we're going to talk about that here later on.
Oh, yeah.
But that movie came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked at the lack of progress because there isn't, I don't know, have they announced a sequel to it yet?
I don't think so. And I know old boy, he's ready for it. Heck, I didn't even realize he was in the Barbie movie. I still need to fully see that movie, but he was, I think, Asian Barbie. So I'm like, okay, this is hilarious. I love this.
Yeah.
But or not Asian Barbie. He was Asian Ken. I think that's what they called him.
Yes,
I'm like,
right.
Man. But he's a great actor. I know he wants to do more, especially when it comes to such a big name like Marvel. You know, it's nice to etch your name in that stone. Whether if it was really good, if it was not really that great, I'd still, you know, if I get a call from Marvel, I'm, all right, where you need me. If I'm an extra, if I'm the villain, if I'm the sidekick, the hero, whatever. All right, what do you need me to do? Marvel, man. Oh, I love them.
Right. There's an article here from Joy Sauce. I haven't heard of them. Certainly not to the par of Variety, but it said Shang-Chi sequel is coming next year. And this was in April. I haven't seen that anywhere else, so I don't know where they're getting that.
Hope it's like a faint whisper. Hopefully they maybe do a shadow drop and be like, hey, since you guys are excited for this, here's this Shang-Chi title pending. That's something I'm also hoping that we can get, because it wasn't bad. It didn't even have the man Ben Kingsley in it. We was talking about a little bit before we started. Wonder Man sucks, second season, R.I.P. But Ben Kingsley, he reprised his role as the Mandarin, air quotes, and he was finally captured by the people he was impersonating. I love that he had the long hair. He had his little weird faceless creature that could fly. And Ben Kingsley, he's a quaint guy, but he got range. I loved him in Ender's Game. He had the tats on his face, but he was the guy of wisdom.
Yes.
So then he can play he's in Wonder Man. He's in between wisdom and a goofy character. He can turn it on and off almost like Jim Carrey. He'll say something meaningful. Next thing you know, it's, what are we talking about again? Oh, hey, piece of candy. Oh, don't mind if I do. I'm like, Ben Kingsley, stay exactly who you are.
Yeah.
You're great. Love it.
And we were talking about it before we jumped on the pod, but Wonder Man just got canned.
Yeah.
I think you at least got to have 2 seasons because we're all busy. We're dads. We got the fam. We have the list of things that keeps on growing. Yeah. Right? It's not getting any shorter. We got our day jobs. In terms of the watch list, maybe it wasn't at the top, but it's somewhere on the list. I was intrigued by it because it's a new concept. It's a new idea. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking, I want to get into this, but you canned it. Give me some time. Give me some time to check it out.
It was
I'll be there. I'll be there for season 2 if I like it.
Yeah.
I think there was going to be quite a few. Maybe there was going to be an influx. They're not going to watch it. Yeah. You're not going to have massive numbers because it's a new property. Yep. It's a new IP. Just give us some time.
Honestly,
there's so much to watch.
The guy who played Wonder Man, the guy, I think his name is Simon. The guy just got done playing Black Manta from what's his name? DC's Aquaman. So I'm like, man, there's been a lot of actors that's been over at DC coming over to Marvel. The guy who played Perry in Superman, he's over as one of the main directors who tried to put Julia Dreyfus's character away. She was, I can't remember her name officially, but in the new Avengers, Thunderbolts. Yep. You know, he was there. The man who was the manager in Wonder Man, he was the main antagonist who ran the Bolivia country in Superman. So I'm like, all these guys are coming over. Yeah. And it just sucks because it's a show about him being an aspiring actor who was in a show that got canceled. But then now it's canceled now for real. It just felt like this was one of their, oh, well, you know, this could work, this couldn't work, blah, 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 but let's get this out here, see what we think. I loved it, start to finish. Very emotional. The Doorman episode, favorite episode. I like it was in grayscale. It's another thing. A lot of it, the entire thing was in grayscale. It felt like a Spider Noir episode. I watched all the Spider Noir in black and white. It was beautiful. It just really stinks that all their shows, not every single one is the best. Wonder Man just really had something special, but now it's just, they just snuffed it out. Like, maybe they just didn't think it would go places. I don't know. Sucks. Shout out to it. It's all done with.
So I mentioned one other thing. Haven't handled the Shang-Chi situation appropriately to their own detriment. The other one is Blade.
Yeah.
With, I'm going to butcher his name, Mahershala Ali. That's a terrible pronunciation. I've seen him in other movies. Yeah. And he's been with us for a while now. How can you not make this work? I don't understand.
It felt like it got its foot ran over and just fell into the ocean. Even now, he said he's moved on. He's like, he doesn't want to wait anymore. He said it's all done.
I mean, would you do the same thing?
Yeah.
Because you're being pulled in one direction and the next. You're thinking, all right, here we go. We're a go. Oh, wait, we can't. And Feige had mentioned, because he talked about it during doing the press for Brand New Day, he said, we just couldn't get the right idea.
Yeah.
And there's this big push from MCU where it was, and he even admitted as such, if you listen to some of his interviews here recently, he said the focus was quantity.
Yep.
Now we're pulling back and we're doing quality. And he said the thing that hurts him is the whole situation with Blade and All Elite. He said we just couldn't get across the goal line for whatever reason. And that's a shame because that would have been a cool one. I know for a fact that would have came out in October. That would have been like an October 2027 release. I would have been interested to check that one out.
It'd have been a nice
because
slice.
The Blade's got that legacy, as we all know.
Yeah.
They just did Shang-Chi dirty and they're doing Blade dirty.
And
they have the actors.
You know,
I don't understand.
He's in the post credits for Eternals. They had this cursed sword, and they was like, yeah, confirmed. That was Ali's voice in the back. We're like, brother-in-law David. He was like, dude, blah, blah, blah. They're setting up Blade. You know, he loved Wesley Snipes' Blade, and it's big shoes. You know, humongous shoes to fill. The trilogy.
Yeah,
loved Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Right.
You know, he came from a different angle each movie.
Yeah.
Each movie felt a little bit more different than the rest. I kind of compare it to the Matrix trilogy, the style. Very dated, but loved the Blade series, the trilogy series.
What did you think of Snipes reprising his role in Deadpool Wolverine?
He stepped right back into it. Same dark, gritty, snarky humor.
Yeah.
He's got the weapons on him. You know, he had the whole wall of blades, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, his interaction with Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool.
Yeah.
And it's funny because a lot of people don't realize, go back and check that they worked together on Blade. I think it was the second one where Reynolds was introduced. He didn't like him then, and then he's like, I don't like you. You never did. You know, in the movie in Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
Still brought back the reprise of the characters not liking each other.
Yes.
Because their egos clash. Blade's a dark, gritty, snarky mouth style. What is it? Yeah, Wade Wilson's cracking character. Doesn't miss a beat. Fourth wall break here, and he'll come back, and then he'll make a mention about it. Especially there's only one Blade, only ever going to be one Blade. Cut to Reynolds looking at the camera, like, it's beautiful, man.
That was cool. I forgot about that moment. And we should talk about the introduction of Snipes on screen. That was a mic drop of mic drops.
Yeah, man.
Because how many Blade movies were there?
3.
3. Okay. I remember very little. I remember just being on TV as a kid, just flipping through the channels. Because that's what we would do. We didn't have the streamers. We didn't have Disney Plus. We were flipping through DirecTV or Dish and so forth.
The TV guy, click. This is coming on at 7. You got a couple minutes. Click, get over there.
I watched a little bit of it, but I think when I was checking it out, it was too above me at that time because I was so young at that point.
Yeah.
I remember he was such a badass in that. And then they bring him back, and then the way they bring him back. And I'm trying to remember in the movie, did they introduce him first or was it Elektra?
It was Elektra first.
Yes.
They heard someone coming down the stairs, and then Wade tried to use his sword, but then she counteracted with her size, knocked him to the ground.
And then was it Gambit after that?
I believe.
And then Blade?
The spinning card, and then could they say Blade for last before Laura, X-23. As soon as you heard the music and then you see him just coming over, he has a side glance.
He was a tank.
The glasses on.
Yes.
He had the hair on point, spinning the machete in his hand. I'm like, oh, man, they did nothing to change him. This is Blade from the early 2000s. This is Wesley Snipes' Blade. It was absolutely beautiful.
I do have to say, it kind of felt like, and I didn't play varsity football, but it's one of those things where they organize an alumni football game.
Yeah.
And then you have some of the younger classes, but then you have some of the older classes come in. It's like, oh yeah, remember that's John Smith.
Yeah.
He was all-state linebacker. And it's like, oh no.
And he had some yards and you got the other team sweating.
Yeah. Because he's still built like a brick house and he's just going to destroy people.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I hope that John doesn't come play today.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shoot, that's John. Yeah, he had that energy. That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let's get back to the topic at hand, which is Brand New Day.
Oh, yeah.
Who won the movie?
What do you mean, who won?
Who won the movie? Who do you think, coming out of that movie, who do you think it's like I should rephrase it like this. Was there any surprises or was there someone where you're looking at, you're thinking, wow, they had taken that role to the next level?
So far, I felt like John Punisher, because once again, he's got his own little motif there. He's got his setup. He had the traps that almost killed MJ and Spidey.
Right.
But I will say Sadie Sink as, of course, spoilers, Jean Grey. And it wasn't her being shut in, lighthearted. Oh, I have telepathy, but I don't want to. I liked the kind of sadistic turn they made with her in that movie. It felt like this is a Jean Grey from like a darker universe. Sister, spoilers, of course, was murdered. It was terrible. She was pretty much looking for empty clues just to end up in the same place her sister died. She froze a portion of about almost 2 miles of New York, straight in their tracks, Charles Xavier style. She had the little sideways look, like a Michael Myers sideways look. She didn't hesitate to step on whoever she needed to do to get the job done. I really think Sadie Sink is going to be a nice, dark, refreshing taste to Jean Grey. I'm really excited to see her in future projects.
Sharzel?
Oh, yeah.
That's my big winner, too. And really? It's not close.
Really?
I think she stole the show.
It was good.
She was really good. And I look at her, I know Sadie Sink was in Stranger Things.
Yep.
You know that. But the way she went about that role made me forget all about that. And she was Jean Grey. She portrayed it in such a way. It's like, oh, yeah, this is someone that is worthy of a antagonist for a Spider-Man movie. And even more than that. Because oftentimes you have these antagonists who just, I don't know if that should carry an entire Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Case in point, Homecoming.
Yeah.
Vulture.
I kind of wish
I love Keaton.
Yeah.
I love Keaton.
Amazing.
But I don't know. That was a good setup movie for the whole trilogy. I get that.
Yeah.
But Jean Grey, she stole the show for me. She was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And as I had mentioned, I forgot that she was Max in Stranger Things, and she did great in that role. I loved her in that role.
She was running up that hill, I will say.
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about second place.
Yeah.
I think for me, it might have to be Bernthal.
Yeah. He did good, like for his major movie debut as the Punisher, not in the Netflix series.
Yes.
Not the Disney Plus special. One Last Kill was really good, but cleaned him up, fresh shade. He's got the vest on, the worn-in vest. He's taking beat down, but the man's ready to go.
Yeah.
Punisher, I'm really excited to he's got a foothold. He's a crowd favorite. He's the one you're rooting for. He's like, hey, this guy, he's going to cut and dry. He'll get the job done. I'm really hoping Bernthal sticks around with us for a good bit for Punisher.
Yeah.
And they just use him properly. Keep that, like I said, the buddy comedy with these characters, mix and match these characters, and this aesthetic works.
Do we know if he's going to be in Doomsday? Do you know that offhand?
I want him to be, but honestly, I think they're going to save him. I feel like they're going to split the cast like they did Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Like split focuses. I feel like Spider-Man, Bernthal, and even Ruffalo Hulk, now that he's in the psychiatric ward after he got captured, I feel like they're going to be a trio, a refreshing trio in Doomsday. They're going to lead their own little group. I hope so. This is hopes and predictions for Doomsday.
Yeah.
We're counting down. The clock's still running. We're getting closer every single second. I know the Russo brothers are going to throw in their here's this little team up, like the Guardians with Thor. Wasn't expecting it.
Right.
It fit.
Yeah.
Space travelers. You got their leaders who are kind of want to be the hunks of the group, clashing egos.
Yeah.
I was laughing my butt off in the theaters with those two, like, oh yeah, the Asgardians of the galaxy.
Yes.
At it again, like, this is my ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Oh man, these two.
Those are good.
They're good.
Yeah. What I'm reading is that Bernthal's involvement in Doomsday is heavily rumored by industry insiders, though Marvel Studios has focused official promotion on his return as Frank in Spider-Man.
Oh.
Not confirmed from what I see here. And what's nuts is that Bernthal, and this is just piggybacking off of what I'd mentioned earlier, he was in Daredevil from 2015 to 2018. That's almost 10 years ago now.
Yep.
Punisher from 2017 to 2019. There's going to be a ton of people, and we're going to talk about this, who are going to see this movie.
Yeah.
And for a lot of us, this is our first introduction to Frank Castle. So this, in a way, is his homecoming. This is his coming out party. I think he's a big winner just for that very reason. For a lot of people who know Frank Castle, who know the character, who've watched those shows, Daredevil and Punisher, they already know what he's going to bring to the table. But for a lot of us, me included, we don't know. We haven't seen him yet.
Oh,
because he hasn't been in a movie like this.
Sure.
And it's like the Spider-Man movies. I think you really have to put Spider-Man on the same level of an Avengers.
You need to. It seems like they put him in there for Infinity War. Even RDJ was like, knighted him as an Avenger. I'm like, yes, finally, this works. He's a guppy, but he puts in the work. He might be carrying the bags. He's keeping up with the pace. He knows the tunes. He's the understudy. Then everything gets erased. Everybody doesn't know who he is. You got the ones who do, ones who don't. And then it's now back to kind of solo man. He can do it really well solo. But as a team, even the media growing up, Spider-Man, like one of my favorite animated shows, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, each episode with Iceman and I'm trying to remember her name. It wasn't, I called her Firewoman as a kid, but she's a girl who can set herself on fire and has a cool suit that goes with it. They introduced another Marvel character each episode. And then there's the ones they do the team up, and it's Spider-Man and other superheroes. I cannot wait for him to get back into, like, he could do the new Avengers, Thunderbolts. He could be he can go out into space for a little while. I wouldn't mind what they do. He fits as a team. I cannot wait to see more team ups with Spider-Man. He brings a lot to the table. So you bring another heavy hitter in, they coalesce. Yeah. It's like Iron Man and Cap. Butting heads, but then really came down to it. He's reverberating his blast off Cap's shield, and they choreographing each other together. Tony's ego, Steve's leadership, and they took down Thanos. I'm excited to see what Holland can bring for the next major baddie. Especially, I want to see them face to face with RDJ as Doom. Spider-Man, it's Iron Man. It's going to look just like Tony. Yeah. I cannot wait to see that interaction, but then it's like, then here comes the knife from Doom. Yeah. I'm not who you think I am.
Yeah. I'm someone else.
I'm someone who's here to put everything in order, no matter what means. No, man, this can't be possible. I cannot wait for the baffledness.
You say that?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize this. Holland has not been confirmed for Doomsday.
True.
But a post-credit sequence or scene in Brand New Day hints that he's going to be potentially in the mix for Doomsday. Did you stick around?
Yeah, I stuck around for of course, Spider-Man will return, but they didn't say anything else. I'm like, in what? Doomsday? Blank, just Spider-Man will return. I'm like, okay. So he's a little shelled for now. But then the app, Ned, his friend, Ned, that cute little app, we're detecting another Spider-Man somewhere. And I'm sitting there like, is it Miguel? Is it Miles? But I'm like, then they zoom away from the planet, outside in the far edge of their galaxy, a Spider-Man appears. So is it already Secret Wars in the making? Is Doomsday going to have something to do with this? Is it Peter 2 or Peter 3, Maguire or Garfield? Is there someone there sneaking around that's not supposed to be? Is it going to be like an early start to an incursion? Because I know that's the big thing that's going on, especially with Doomsday. All these incursions are going to happen, especially with the new trailer. Love the new trailer. Stormbreaker getting stopped by Doomsday's two fingers. Beautiful. I was ice cold. You got Thor, the heavy hitter. Yeah. He was making Thanos sweat, and Thanos had to stick and move. You got Doom, cool as a cucumber. Boom, I just swapped your most powerful weapon. Don't even think about it, guy. And in Thor, out of all the people I've ever faced, out of all the enemies, he is by far the worst. Oh, yes, play him up. Let's go. Yeah. Let's do this. I'm ready. Doomsday, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of discourse, and we've certainly heard about it, where the idea that there's not a lot of build-up to Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Feige went on the record and said, really, guys, there hasn't been a whole lot of build-up for Thanos way back when.
True.
We had a few post-credit scenes, and that's it.
Behind the scenes.
And we're more or less seeing that with Doomsday. I do think that there was a little bit more of build-up with Thanos. It wasn't just post-credit scenes. We had mention of him in some Guardians of the Galaxy movies and so forth. So he was around more so than what we've seen with Doom. I think it does feel like we're forcing this a tad.
A little bit.
Just because the last iteration, the last phases of the MCU have just been disjointed. Yeah. So here come in the Russo brothers. We're going to clean house, and we're going to...
Here's the king piece.
This is the
king piece. The game. here you go. I know all the stuff with Jonathan Majors and Kang.
Yeah.
Really was hoping for Kang. Quantumania may not have been the best Ant-Man movie, but the build-up between here is how bad Kang is.
Yeah.
You know, especially he talked about fighting Thor. He said, "You're not the one with the silver hammer, are you?" And it's like, "Oh, Ant-Man,
Yeah.
Rudd. Oh, hey." People get me and him confused all the time, but I can see why you can make that assumption. It's like,
yeah.
All right, yeah. I know they had to switch tracks quick. We need somebody to keep everyone invested. Let's bring in RDJ, but let's put him in a role of somebody who can bring this devastation, this man, we are quite literally doomed. And of course, Dr. Doom was absent and Fantastic Four First Steps. His Latveria chest or seat was empty. So it does kind of feel like, hey, I'm here now. I'm a big bad. But I'm really hoping like first 10, 20 minutes of the movie, they're going to show us why he's bad.
Yes.
This is why you are going to have trouble fighting this man here. All across the board.
Yeah.
He's trouble.
It certainly seems like the approach for this one is very similar to Infinity War, where this is more or less in the same way that Infinity War was not necessarily an Avengers movie, but a Thanos movie.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see more or less the same kind of concept because I think they're going to be using the same kind of playbook as to what we had seen with the Avengers. But who knows? They could take this in an entirely new direction. You mentioned Kang. I'm still salty about Jonathan Majors.
It does suck about
because I love Jonathan Majors. I thought he would have crushed this role. And frankly, I didn't like the vision that they had for him in Ant-Man and Quantumania.
Yeah.
I don't know. This was a big baddie here.
Yeah.
And he is an incredible actor in some of the movies that I've certainly seen him in. And I understand he had some issues off screen, that there was some legal ramifications there.
Mm-hmm. It was bad.
And
it got bad.
Not great, not ideal. I just wish he would have gotten a second chance. Maybe he will. Maybe
there was
in the future.
Small talks, like they asked, like, hey, now that all this legal stuff is starting to die down and you're getting your things back. He's in a movie. Poor guy, though, he actually ended up getting knocked out a 6-foot window or a 6-foot drop. He was the one on the bottom. So he actually was in critical care for a little bit. He actually fell through a window during this new movie he was shooting. And it was, I saw the action sequence and the guy got knocked against him and and Major were supposed to just smash against the window. But the window gave way and they fell out.
Really?
And it was a six-story. No, he wouldn't have lived from that one.
Yeah.
A 6-foot drop.
Jeez.
And, Holland took a spill like that. Tank scene in the earlier days of the tank scene, he took a head injury. And they were like, listen, we're Holton right now, production on Brand New Day. I'm like,
Oh, I think I remember hearing this, but I forgot all about it.
Then Holland was like, hey, about a month or so later, we're good to go. Had a bit of a spill. Sorry for scaring you guys. We're good to go. Let's get this movie going. I'm like, man, what a trooper. Took a spill like that, and they said he kind of laid there, kind of a little lifeless. I'm like, no, what?
Yeah,
no, bad news ensued. But Majors, I feel like he'll get his time in the sun again. Once everything gets shook off, he'll be back in the saddle. He'll be bringing us in Creed. I didn't really watch the earlier Creed movies, but when he showed up on the scene against Michael B. Jordan, I just felt that tension, and I hadn't even seen the previous movies. I'm like, this buildup feels nice. Okay,
he was so good in that.
That was a really good trailer. Majors, and they're like, hey, this guy's going to be the next big bad. King the Conqueror. I was like, really? I was like, okay, Ant-Man and the Wasp came out, and I'm like, Quantumania, no, this is good. I'm like, the trailer had me giddy.
Yeah.
He fit. He had his yell with his energy blast. I just wish he wasn't kind of, when he said he was trapped in the quantum realm, and I'm like, okay, this guy's a multi-universal genius. Thought he would have figured it out, but just start him off somewhere.
Yeah.
But he's good. I really hope he gets his time in the sun again. I feel like his story's not over.
Yeah. The best way I can describe it is that version of Kang from Ant-Man. It reminds me of the Thanos.
Yeah.
Or the version of Thanos from the end of Avengers 1.
Ollie.
Where he's comically purple.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking Barney purple. Yeah. I know that was 2012, and then they had a better vision down the road in terms of what we would ultimately see in Infinity War and Endgame. But still, that's what I was kind of hoping with Kang. It's like, okay, this was their first stab at it in Ant-Man, but then we're going to get a much more refined Jonathan Majors Kang in Avengers once Russo's or whoever else are at the steering wheel. Yeah. I mean, you certainly stayed for the post credits. So I'm sure you noticed for the credits, they had different shots of New York City.
They did.
Did you like that?
It felt like the intro to like a normal daytime television show, or like the outro.
Yeah.
You got the bubble, like Law and Order. You got the different shots of New York, and it's like blah, 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 boom, presented by blah, 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 Wolf. And then here's the show. It felt very normalized. It wasn't some big action, blah, blah, blah thing, or a comic book reel strip thing.
Yeah.
That felt really refreshing.
Yeah.
I liked that this was a really grounded Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. There's a version of New York City that's thought of by tourists or people who don't live in New York City.
Yeah.
And then there's a version of New York City to all the locals. And it felt like that was for all the New Yorkers. It felt like a love letter to them. At the same time, they didn't even film this in New York City. And I understand, I'm sure it's cheaper to do. I think they filmed it in the UK. They filmed it in Scotland and Glasgow and so forth. I'm sure that they have their reasons. Spider-Man in New York City, I just wish they would have filmed some scenes in New York City, just because that's our guy.
It is.
That's his city. So they're doing all the CGI to make it look like New York City, and it works. It works well enough. I remember last year when they were filming the now iconic tank scene.
Yeah.
And you have these stills that come out with Holland in his suit, and you have Bernthal's Frank and so forth. It was really cool. And you could see that there's so many people who weren't necessarily extras. They were just there seeing this movie get filmed.
Unfold,
like, man, that would have been cool to see it in New York City.
Yeah.
Instead of halfway around the world.
You know, if you take Superman out of Metropolis, it doesn't feel like a Superman thing. It's like, well, okay, blah, blah. I know he has his adventures, but he always comes back down to Metropolis. Batman, Gotham City.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, it's New York. It is the heart of it. That is where Spider-Man belongs. He'll do his other multiversal adventures and whatnot. Every Spider-Man always comes back to a version of New York.
Yeah.
It's that it fits. It's beautiful.
Any losers for the movie?
Loser-wise, the new damage control guy, he kind of just feels like a forgettable face.
Yeah.
I know they've had the one.
I already forgot about him.
Yeah. Like the other guy who's been figured out. I thought the other guy was a Skrull. I don't even know what happened to him. I don't even know where he's at right now, because he was the one of the antagonist style guys in No Way Home. Like, you helped Peter Parker destroy half a city block, so it looks like you're held accountable too. Or when he told Aunt May, what type of aunt would let their nephew swing around and be a vigilante? I'm like, okay, but look what would have happened if he didn't. He saved the universe. I can't stand it sometimes you got the guys who are like, this person's so bad and he's terrible. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this person who's so terrible.
Was it Mendelsohn? Is that who you're talking about?
Not
or no?
Him.
Okay.
Man, I can't remember offhand what his actual name is or what they even called him in it, but he was in No Way Home. He was the interrogator, and he was like, well, yeah, you know, you helped Spider-Man be Spider-Man, so we're holding you accountable for everything he's done. Like, that's terrible.
Okay. I'm just looking through the cast now.
Him. Aaron.
Okay. Agent Cleary.
Yeah. Him, and there's another female who was with him, but he was the damage control guy for a minute, but then they're like, screw it, whatever. Here's another damage control dude. I might have missed something.
JB Smoove was in No Way Home.
What is he?
JB Smoove, he was one of the teachers, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Not the gym teacher, but he was the one, like, if you want to swing through the halls or crawl on the walls or blah, 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 you can do that. The Eric Andre show, the guy who played the principal or the gym coach assistant, he was the dude who would do the weird, wacky stuff, but just kind of just sit laid back to do with the glasses on. Okay. No hair. I can't remember his name fully, but yeah, they were part of the school lineup, and they were all torn on this dude. Yeah, that guy. Oh, it was Coach Wilson.
Yeah, Hannibal Buress.
I believe he was on the Eric Andre show, and he did weird, off-the-wall stuff. Yeah. While the celebrity would be talking, he'd just eat a bag of chips, or he'd just play around on his phone, and they're like, what is going on here? And Eric Andre would just ask him a weird question. What do you think bees taste like, man? Like, you know, they mess with honey and pollen all day, so, like, you think they taste sweet? And then got, like, one guy, like, I don't know if this pertains to anything. Yeah, but anyway, let's get back to your golf career. They're like, what? Yeah. It's just, that's so old, but it's a Goldie.
I think they missed an opportunity for those two to make a cameo, or even Flash. Flash
Thompson, yeah.
Yeah, I wish he would have had some kind of cameo. That would have been fun.
I thought he was in one of the background videos for... No, he was on Ned's board for who he thought Spidey was.
Okay, so that's good enough.
Yeah.
JB Smooth.
Yeah.
That would have been great to just see him coming into the coffee shop.
Yeah. And he was pro Spider-Man. That's why I loved it about
And maybe the spell didn't work on him. Maybe he's the only one who knows. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. No Way Home, everyone knew he was Peter Parker.
And he was excited, like, you're one of our students. I can't wait. This is going to be a fun trip for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you can do all your Spider-Man stuff and you ain't even got to worry about us. And then Coach Wilson was like, why would you murder Mysterio? You know what you did. And then you got the teachers, like, in between them both. He's the comedic relief, like that. All right, guys, let's get back to it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he's here. Let's get back to what we're doing. And the two would just bicker over what Spider-Man is.
Next on my notes, I came into this movie fairly cold.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming out. I knew it was going to be appointment viewing.
Yep.
But I wouldn't say that I necessarily stayed out of the way for trailers.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the first trailer. I was more excited about Odyssey. I'm a big Spidey guy. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. So you had the Odyssey, and then you have Spidey right on its heels. Oh, yeah. So I'm just coming out of the Odyssey, getting over that, which was incredible. And that also had Holland, Zendaya, and Bernthal. They're going to be in, or they were in Odyssey. They're in Brand New Day.
Yeah.
All three of them might be in Doomsday. And Zendaya is in Dune.
Yeah.
She's going to make so much money. It's unreal.
Sorry, the Dune watchers, I still have to watch all those movies.
Yeah.
At first.
Oh, please do.
I was like, Dune. They were like, Dune.
Oh,
okay. What's? And I saw the trailers, and then I saw clips and things.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Sharzel.
Ender's Game.
You got to sit down and watch that.
I still need to. Me and the wife.
You'll thank me.
We got it on the itinerary. We got to watch Dune because the third one comes out with Doomsday.
The same day.
And they're calling it Doomsday.
Yeah, which is crazy. Dune 3 locked down all the IMAX theaters, or at least they locked down that date. Then here comes Doomsday. Yeah. They say they're coming out because they want that week before Christmas. They want that date. They were kind of giving each other the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
And IMAX, I think they had to pick. Yeah. And they ended up giving all their screens, all of them, to Dune over Doomsday. I am shocked by that. But Dune was shot with IMAX cameras, if I'm not mistaken.
It was.
And Doomsday, maybe not so much. But still, that's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
I would highly encourage you to sit down for Dune 1, Dune 2. Sounds like that's what you and Charlie are going to do.
Yeah, we need to, yeah.
So that you're prepared for Dune 3, because it is incredible.
Absolutely.
Now, going back to Brand New Day, as I'd said, was not necessarily watching all the newest trailers, all the clips that were shared through their accounts.
Yeah.
And I came out of the movie thinking, hey, good for MCU for not showing the Hulk in any of their trailers. I remember Banner was included in that first trailer. And then I get home and I'm looking at some of the clips from the accounts and the socials and so forth. And the last, I don't know, month or two, Hulk's in every one of them. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, they can't help themselves. I'm thinking, this movie's going to print money.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to put Hulk in there.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, it makes sense that, if you're going to have Banner in there, of course, Hulk's going to make a showing. Yeah. It has to happen. But you couldn't go without showing them. They had to. And I just think that would have been so cool if they would have left that out.
Oh, it's a surprise.
Banner's in it.
Yeah.
There's a small chance that Hulk is going to make an appearance. Yeah. And he does. Mm-hmm. Spoilers. Leave that out of the trailer.
Yeah.
Because for me,
surprise effect,
I didn't see those trailers. And when he starts raging, he starts turning green. I'm like, oh yes, it's happening. And I don't care. I don't care how many Hulk movies. I don't care how many Avengers movies. Every time he transforms, I'm all for it. Every single time. It's like the first time I'm seeing it.
The look on the actor's face to all the Hulks throughout the year, even Louis Ferrigno. They did his face gets, beefier. He transforms from the one actor to the other. Even Louis was painted green.
Right.
You could see man, this guy transformed. Yeah. I love how they took it from Professor Hulk.
Yes.
Back down to Banner.
Yes.
Then to Savage Hulk takeover.
Yes.
No girl, no Banner, only Hulk. Yeah. Here it is. It felt like Rubber Hulk, like dialogue wise. Yeah. But thankfully improved look. It doesn't feel like he's running around as a big green dodgeball. The clothing, the demeanor, and at first he tried to hold it back. Ruffalo, poor guy, Banner, tried to hold it back, tried to keep it together. He's trying to keep a clean slate. But that's now the second redhead who's controlled him and sent him on a rampage. And like, I'm sure at this point, why don't you get a mind inhibitor, man? You got all these psychics and they're like, this guy's big and tough, can literally level a whole city if he wanted to. Let's mess with his mind. I would think by now, instead of an inhibitor for his powers, get an inhibitor for your head. You were getting controlled. You were rampaging through. Thankfully, he didn't do nearly as much damage as, what is it, Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron, he was out destroying buildings. You know, Tony with the Hulkbuster, loved that scene. Easily favorite scene that Tony showing up with the Hulkbuster, trying to keep up with him, throwing blow for blow. But it's like, all these redheads, hey, so Hulk, all right, hey, come here.
Everyone has a type.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's got a certain soft spot for the redheads?
Man, well, I'm just saying, like, it's just, Elizabeth Olsen, Scarlet Witch was redhead.
Yes.
Jean Grey, redhead.
And then Black Widow.
Black Widow, but then, I guess all the redheads are getting in his head.
Yes.
Black Widow was more a different avenue, you know, at first, but he didn't trust her to begin with either. In the running scene, I realized when he was running away from Savage Hulk, that was a callback to that scene in Avengers where he first.
I thought the same thing. That was so cool.
Swatted her to the side, and she was scared, breathless. You know, they did really well with that. Seeing Black Widow scared, she puts on a brave front.
She's awesome.
Gun in her face, knife in her face, big enemy. But she saw this unnatural thing, something she's only ever heard of. It's right behind her. It's like a horror movie, like running, and she barely made it out of there until Thor stepped in. It was one of those. It had brought us right back to that feeling.
Yep,
you know, and
certainly did for me.
And then Spider-Man's help showed up. Yeah, Punisher. So somebody was there to save that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Instead of Thor, it's Punisher now. So can you relate?
Honestly, with
the redheads.
Well, actually, Charlie actually has red hair.
That's what I'm saying.
Charlie, too, Charlie, she really enjoys, she's done actually different hair colors, but the red really brings it out. Because her natural hair color is brown.
Gotcha.
You know, so I'm bored. I think it's brunette proper.
But she's got red hair now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is this what you mean by deep?
Honestly,
this was a character study of
I just hope I don't turn into a big green rage monster and go chase her. Or she uses my mind to actually walk around with a giant meat puppet, but...
Hey.
Well, then again, she does get me to mow the lawn, so.
This movie was made for you then.
Yeah,
and Charlie.
Because I do love Scarlett Jo. I really enjoyed her throughout the years. Great. You know, straight hair, curly hair. The red hair stays consistent. Even with Sadie Sink's hair. I just feel like it just felt natural with the red hair.
Yeah.
Jean Grey's always been a blood red gal. Sadie Sink for me.
You know what? I really appreciate this portrayal of Jean Grey because she's not a sex object.
True. That is true.
We're learning here. These women, they're very nuanced. They have layers. We're not just, you think ScarJo in 2010, Iron Man 2. It's like, come on now. Like, what are we doing here? This is like softcore.
With the suit John.
Who was it? John? Yeah. He needed to take a cold shower.
Yeah, man. His eyes on the road and he's trying to look. I'm like, and then there was a photo when she was on set with that outfit. The wife showed me the photo, and it was all the dudes and the women looking at her in that suit.
This was from the set?
No, from the earlier set of the Man 2 movie. When they finally got her in the suit, everybody's looking
Everybody's
over
talking at her. Oh, that's
guys,
not a good
the
look.
girls,
Come on.
the camera people, like,
like, man. She looked good.
Save.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be watching that one around the wife anytime soon. Let's just say that. Moving on. So we're not going to be the only ones who are going to see Brand New Day. In case you didn't already know. Yeah. So let's look at the numbers here. Let's talk about the initial trailer. Brand New Day broke the all-time viewing record by reaching 718.6 million views in its 24 hours, crossing 1 billion views in just 4 days.
Man.
No one has done that. That outlasts Endgame, whatever other movie you want to throw there. This is now the record.
It set that bar that people were like, we weren't expecting this. Even with the suit review.
I didn't expect this.
At the time, we all still love Marvel, but they're between the shows and some of the iffier movies. I watched it a good bit, but the Marvels, it was terrible. I love Brie Larson. You know, she can be a spicy thing, but that's probably the part that I love. Actually, that is the part that I love. You know, the gal who played Miss Marvel, she was a cool up-and-comer, but it just feels like she has a lot of growth. She's currently a Tom Holland. She can have some growth. Yeah. She's a cheerful thing. I love her. And the woman who played Monica Rambeau. great. I loved her as Photon. The suit was amazing. Everything about her, they all brought their own energy.
Yeah.
The villain, just funny with it being Tom Hiddleston's wife as the villain, it just didn't hit as well. She tried to be a low-key Ronin from the first Guardians movie. Or not, he died at the end of the movie. She brought the same energy he did, but her goals were a lot smaller. She just wanted to just revive a planet. He wanted to go on a blood conquered style thing. And she had good motifs as a villain, but honestly, she's a very forgettable villain. She had the power hammer. She had what we thought was the Power Stone, but it was just ancient relic or something.
Yeah, this was Marvel's, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I haven't watched that one. I want to just for the sake of watching it, but I understand it wasn't everyone's favorite, to say the least.
It was a pretty big miss.
Yeah.
Like, they took Captain Marvel, this galactically powerful woman,
right,
and then knocked her down to where she can't even take out one single person, getting her can.
Yeah.
And now these other two got to help jump in. I'm like, she vaporized ships. She flew through Thanos' ship in game, and then just went right back through it, showed up all like a glistening golden goddess. I'm like, I salute you. Then knock her back down. I flew through one ship. I'm beat up. Oh, I'm on my last leg. Like, Captain Marvel?
What's going on?
What? Nah, man.
Other numbers to look at. Brand New Day also set the all-time record with $72 million in preview and advanced ticket sales, beating the previous record held by
Endgame.
So my next question here is, because we got the numbers.
Yeah.
Do you think Brand New Day for its first weekend, is it going to do better than Endgame?
I honestly believe so, yes. It's just because, A, you already got the pioneers who was already, the people who's already seen it, had the pre-sales ticket, boom, 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 was probably there Thursday evening because, they do the really early releases. You're going to have the pioneers who's on the web right now, clacking away, saying that this is worth it. Everything I've seen, the Metacritic score, everything is above, 70, 80% on this. Fandango, it's at 90%. It's almost reached Maguire's Spider-Man 2, which was at 92 on Rotten Tomatoes. I think this one is still sitting at, 89, 90, 91. So everything still there.
Everything I'm seeing is well into the 90s.
Yeah.
Right now, according to Variety, this was this morning, Spider-Man Brand New Day swings to mind-blowing $355 million debut.
Yeah.
Second biggest opening weekend in box office history. Endgame had $357 million. Mind you, so again, 355.
Yeah.
We're $2 million short of that. We're not even in the Sunday. Now we're in the Sunday.
Yeah.
This is only factoring in, I believe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm reading this correctly in terms of how they record these numbers, it's going to crush Endgame's record. And that, for me, I did not expect this.
It was unprecedented.
I was thinking it's probably going to be on par with No Way Home.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe even perform a little bit less than No Way Home, because No Way Home, everyone knew that they were going to do the Spider-Man meme. We all flocked to the theaters to see that. I thought this was going to underperform those to a degree.
Yeah.
It was going to be very close to No Way Home. So it was going to make a lot of money. I certainly did not expect this. This is absolutely incredible. I say the biggest loser of the movie is no one in the movie. It is Sony. It is Kevin Feige. It is, dare I say, Amy Pascal.
Yeah.
Because Sony and MCU Studios, they've been fighting like siblings, like cats and dogs over this character. And I understand there's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But guys, it's been what? No Way Home came out towards the tail end of 21. So it's basically a 2022 release. It's been 4.5 years since we've had a Spidey. That should just not happen. I mean, do you like making money? Do you like money? Right. Make another Spidey movie, because we're all going to see it.
We love Spider-Man. Like, as a kid, you got the kids who's to be even between Maguire, Garfield. He wasn't the best Spider-Man, but I still love Amazing Spider-Man 2. The death scene, the intro, even with the intro swing where he's just floating through the air, just doing the business. He's just getting it done. Still thinking about what Uncle Ben tells him. Hey, great power, great responsibility. Each one has their own thing to go from.
Yeah.
But even with Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man, we like these Spider-Gwen. We like the 2099 Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man, Miles Morales. He's making waves out there. We love all these Spider people, so make them more available. Do these little side projects. Oh, Sony and MCU are, they're butting heads again. stop it. You understand the main goal, of course, is to make the money, but then to make the memorable moments, the fans cheering. You know, we had a bit of a clapping ovation at the end of the movie. There wasn't one point where it was like, this is a passable movie. So far, I've heard nothing but great things, but it just takes so darn long. We got to get moving on some of these things. You got people who's really wanting to have these stellar moments. You never know.
When do you think we're going to get the next Spider-Man movie?
Probably early 2030.
2030, really?
Like, maybe 2029.
Because Holland's already 30.
Yeah.
And I know I guess you could do just like what they did with this, you can jump forward. This was 4 years since the events of No Way Home.
Yep. College years are over. He's an adult.
I disagree. I think we're going to get fairly soon.
I
because
hope so.
I think this had actually blown away their own expectations that they had in-house. They knew it was going to do well.
Yep.
They did not expect it to do this well. So I think they're going to hit the green light on the next one. Yeah. They're going to get Holland back in that suit.
Yep.
Question for you.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of this Spidey suit?
Refreshing.
You like it?
It is a nod, and they did say it's a paid homage to Peter 2 and 3, Maguire, Garfield. But I like that it has his own flair. You know, he's got the special polymer. He's a little inventor like all the other ones. It's not normal spandex. It's like some weird mesho fiber stuff. And like you said, stuff reverberates throughout the suit and it's real nice. But I like that it's his own flair. It's like the junior version to the other suits. The other one's suits have like veteran suits. This new one, it's a new junior flair to it, but it's Holland's flair to it. It's got the small emblem still. It's still the junior Spider-Man, but it works for me. It's very, this isn't a multi-million-dollar suit that a millionaire made. This is a guy, he ain't got the greatest budget, but he's moving in these suits.
I like the suit from No Way Home more. It's not that I don't like this one. It should work. On paper, it should work. He looks pudgy in this suit. And he is jacked. He is ripped at the same time, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
And this is the one gripe I have about the movie. Too many shirtless Tom Holland scenes, okay? I got kids. I can't be doing 1,000 sit-ups. We all understand he's jacked and he's ripped.
Yeah.
Okay, we get it.
Yeah.
Half the movie is him shirtless. Wait a minute.
Comical with it, too.
I will say the scene with, what's her name?
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Oh.
Where he comes into
the bond.
It's not, her name's not Natasha. Huh? Do I need more coffee? What's her name? Yelena.
Something.
Sorry. That's all you need to know about the hype for New Avengers, when the casuals can't even say their name.
Yelena Beleva, something like that. The Banya scene, the wife will tell you, love Florence Pugh.
Yelena.
She's a goddess to me. She's great. I love her. She was very casual in the Thunderbolts starting out, but she's a very relatable character. She's, I'm the super spy and blah, 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 but I relax. I have my quips. I have my comforts. She said she scrolls through her phone. She drinks a lot, but she said she scrolls through her phone on days where she doesn't have anything to do. She's not constantly watching for something to come falling out of space or taking down yet another rival spy gang or now superhero gang, villain gang. She has her office in the most basic space, and she invites everyone in. Come chit-chat. You don't need to be in a tense meeting where a gun is on the table or you see a row of suits that could tear you limb from limb.
Yeah.
It's a simple Banya. She's enjoying it in the belly button. I've seen your belly button. Like, this is nice. Florence Pugh, you keep doing you, girl. I love you.
But the fact that Peter keeps his mask on, that was so good. That was so great.
The wife was actually thinking that old Holland would come out without the boxes. I looked over her and she was like, I thought it was going to be a bare rear end to Spider-Man. That was probably a tough sell. I guarantee somebody probably thought, hey, comedic effect, let's just have to cover the little web shooter and kind of just nervously get into the water.
That'd be a little too much for a PG-13 movie.
Yeah. Pushing the boundaries.
It's what I tell my kids. Funny. But wrong.
Yeah. Like normal meetings, I'm glad we don't do office meeting. Actually, we might have to, maybe. Office meetings in a Banya, just a moderate amount of clothes on. Yeah. Here's what we're going for the week.
Yeah.
Everybody just hops in. That might be a thing to do. Out of a tense meeting, you're in a hot tub. So it's a tense meeting, but you're also winding down that tension. Of course, it might be a little awkward, but who knows? Might have to go in that direction.
All right. Speaking of which, gripes, I told you mine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any gripes about the movie?
Any gripes so far? I kind of feel as if we're waiting for the X-Men. The X-Men is going to reprise really hard, and they've been shelved in and out throughout the MCU. They had their time in the early 2000s, and then wrapping up 2014 to 2016. Really loved X-Men Apocalypse. Quicksilver scene, what is it? Evan Peters. He is Quicksilver right now. For me, he is Quicksilver. I know Aaron Taylor Johnson did him in Age of Ultron, but Evan Peters just fits the Quicksilver scene. Can't wait to see more of him. I'm just hoping that in this current universe, there is more mutants around. I mean, technically is. Miss Marvel is now categorized as a mutant. Is that the gene inside of her to eventually make her arms stretch? Because she's supposed to be a stretchy gal, like Mr. Fantastic. But right now they're doing projections with that bracelet stuff, but they're going to be wrapping that up. But she's got a mutant gene inside of her. I'm hoping that they go really well with the mutant placement in there. Like the gripes is so far is kind of wish it had gave a little bit more nod to the X-Men side. Hey, blah, 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 another news, and just like fade out. Oh, the Xavier School of blah, 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 blah. And then, what did they just say? But then it's Spider-Man doing something else. And, oh, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. I'm going to go to bed. But then something about X-Men or maybe them learning about the mutant gene because they exclaimed it in the body when they did the full body scan of him. Heightened or superior ability, superior agility, endurance, strength to the gene or whatever the heck. So in a way, I think they're starting to categorize Spider-Man as that mutant. I'm hoping we got a nod, like Strider, the guy who notoriously takes out the mutants with the Sentinels. They can't throw too much in there because then, hey, this is what's going to happen, blah, blah. Yeah. They got to keep it under wraps. But one of the main gripes, I will say, the little Venom sludge, still ain't seen it.
The symbiote.
Yeah, he's still gone. It's still somewhere. But with Flash not in the movie, I'm wondering if he's eventually, because we're finally going to get an Agent Venom. Agent Venom is Flash Thompson, gets infected by the symbiote, wants to be Spider-Man's rival, but then instead of trying to kill, he then works for S.H.I.E.L.D., and then the symbiote, it's like a cross between Venom and the Punisher. He's got shoulder rockets. He's got knee blades. He's got guns on his hilt. He's got armor, but with all black armor with the white mask, white eyes on the helmet. It's symbiote armor. It can absorb weaponry and utilize said weaponry while still web slinging. This guy is cool. Please, let's get an Agent Venom in here. We could use that, expand the Spideyverse. We want an anti-Venom. We want Venom to reprise. It may not be Tom Hardy. Love Tom Hardy, but I kind of feel like Sony flopped real hard with him. Especially Not Let There Be Carnage. The Last Dance. Felt abrupt.
Oof.
Hey,
that was
he's
tough
done.
Beat.
This Venom's done with. All these otherworldly threats are now gone. All these other symbiotes are gone, except I think one other chick. Cool, but like we could have did so much more with the symbiotes. We wasted the time with these guys. Tom Hardy, such a great actor. He's got the good guy, the bad guy vibes. He's silly like Nick Cage, but then he can put on the seriousness like Bruce Willis. Love the dude, but I really feel like they just didn't utilize enough of him for Venom. It's Venom.
The Last Dance was so bad. It came out in 2024. It was the tail end of 2024. So not even 2 years ago. It feels like a million years.
And no one talks about it anymore.
No one does. Absolutely no one.
And then it's just Let There Be Carnage was the same way. Woody Harrelson as Carnage. I'm like, oh man, Carnage, we're about to get going here. One movie, he's dead. All right, guys. His character's dead. We're moving on. What?
Yeah.
Carnage. Oh, he's one of the main ones.
Yes.
He's the blood symbiote. He had Venom scared. Like, oh no, that's a red one. He's like, oh, can't we defeat him? I like when the hero pauses when you got somebody like, oh man, this guy's going to be tough. But then essentially they still beat him. Won the day. Didn't get the girl, of course. I did like how his girl helped out with her boyfriend. And he even came through clutch. Thing at one point he hit Carnage with a car and stopped Eddie from getting impaled or something. He's like, oh, Eddie, we like this guy, and now it's like I miss the voice. It was funny that Tom Hardy was also Venom. I miss him already. It's like an old friend you see for like 10 minutes and now he's gone for another decade.
You know what? Go ahead and add him to the short list. So we have Blade, Shang-Chi, and now Venom.
Yeah.
Venom The Last Dance, for as bad as it was, it still made close to $500 million. So even though it was a bad movie, and it wasn't Tom Hardy's fault.
No.
Certainly not Tom Hardy's fault.
He just had fun.
He could only do what he could, right?
Yeah.
He's in the confines of the script. Those numbers show me there's a massive appetite for Venom. And it's a shame that we never got Hardy and Holland on the same screen. Well, we did. I take that back.
Yeah.
At the end of Venom Carnage, right?
Let There Be Carnage. He got transported to the other universe.
He sees Holland on the screen.
And knows him.
Knows him somehow, some way. I don't know, but we just never got any further than that.
They said the reason why, one of the main things, the reason why Venom knew him is because the symbiotes, even throughout the universes, have hive minds. And since he fought Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, another version of that Venom fought Tobey Maguire, now that even though that one's dead, the information is there. Holland's suit was red and black and Maguire's is red and blue, but the idea was, hey, a spider guy wearing red. Oh, hey, he's a danger. You watch out for him. Then he's like, that guy. As he licks the screen.
Yeah.
That's weird. But it was already personal for him because a version of him had already been killed. So I'm like, it's going to be Holland swinging out of nowhere. The next thing you know, I thought maybe the Venom trace would go down the web shooter, shakes it off, and then Venom just shows up. Kind of like how he fought the Lizard in No Way Home.
Yeah.
Lizard just grabs him, batters and bruises him, throws him through the window. He didn't give chase, but I feel like that's how Venom would have did. Roughed him up a bit and then be like, oh, well, wait. Well, hey, big guy, we can't kill this guy. Yes, but we don't like him. Let's take him out. That type of thing. No, it didn't happen. I was hoping high for that one.
Hot take. Your Venom impersonation is better than your Scooby impersonation. And both are awesome. But that's the first time I heard your Venom impersonation. So I got to give it to you, brother. That was awesome.
I got a list for him earlier. I tried to do the Nicholson voice. Like, wanted to take the time to say this while we were alone, Let's kind of keep flipping that dime, man. I do it all over the house. It's great.
I got to think, if you're Holland, you've done 4 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
Not to mention all of the Avengers movies that you've been in. The shtick is, and he's mentioned this before.
Yeah.
If he's going to come back for a second trilogy or what have you, because I think that is ultimately he signed the dotted line for a second trilogy.
Yeah.
There's got to be some kind of assurance that there's going to be some ideas that Holland's going to want to run with. I would think this is certainly a movie where he is battling Venom.
Yeah, man.
That would get my butt in a theater.
Yeah.
Because you got to think that this one ties into the fact that they're going to incorporate X-Men more. But for the next Spidey, Holland versus Hardy, Peter versus Brock, that's going to do numbers. I don't know if it'll do as well as this one, but I think people would be excited for that. What's another one that did you think the one guy who was Miles Morales? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Miles Morales. The little kid.
Not the little kid. He was a little bit older. But it was Jean Grey. She had him under mind control. Do you remember who I'm talking about? It was halfway through the movie.
Oh, when he was talking about when he's in the middle of the street and he ran him up to the wall.
Did you think that was Miles Morales?
I didn't give it thought. What is it? He was like, oh, blah, 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 Spider-Man, I'm so sorry. Or I don't think he even got to say sorry because then the construction worker gets hit by the taxi. Spider-Man takes off. Isn't the guy who got hit going to be okay? But people my brother-in-law theorized that the little kid might be Miguel O'Hara. It's a bit of a far stretch, I think, because 2099, even in their year, that's going to be another, another almost 90 years. But yeah, so I'm like, I don't know, it could be, couldn't be. But Miles, I think they did cameo. I think that would have been a nice little walk-up cameo of, hey, random guy on the street. And now, because they did the Uncle Aaron thing.
Yeah.
Back in Homecoming with Donald Glover. Uncle Aaron? I'm like, Miles Morales? Because, I don't want these weapons in this neighborhood. I got a nephew that live here. Like, Miles Morales. And I'm really hoping next movie we get the introduction to a live action Miles Morales. We need it. Saying that Peter Parker's Spider-Man isn't enough, but isn't it about with all this Spider-Verse talk? It's time for us to branch out. We got to get all these big names and these big Spider-Man characters in here.
Yeah.
Spider-Noir, we need him back. I would love if Nicolas Cage showed up. Hey, fellas, I heard we're going to be in for a scrap.
Yeah.
He tilts his hat. He's got the goggles on. He's got the fisticuffs ready.
Yeah.
Miguel O'Hara got the technology. He's got the venom bite. He's got the edgy personality. I would love to see Oscar Isaac unmask. Hey, it's me, Oscar Isaac. I'm now live action Miguel O'Hara. We need this. We all thought, actually, for a little bit, we all thought Sadie Sink was going to be Spider-Gwen. Honestly, it would have fit. For me, ideally, either she was going to be Jean Grey or Spider-Woman finally. We actually had, I think they had a Spider-Woman show or movie that they were going to do, got canceled. Wanted to center around the Spider-Women besides Madam Web. So Madam Web was terrible, awful.
Yeah.
Along with Morbius, sadly. And what's the other dude's name? Not Braveheart. Not.
So you had Morbius, you had
Craven.
That
was a really big Sony Pictures flop. And then you got Venom, who nailed that coffin. Final nail in the coffin. These side character, edgy heroes. It was all bad. You had the characters in the costume in the dude's flashbacks from a previous memory or a future memory, but you don't put them in costume and show them eventually adapting to Spidey abilities. It would have been awesome. A whole women team of Spider-Women flying around, saving their own version. It was set in Garfield's universe. It was set in that universe. And it'd been nice at the end. You know, hey, gals, to me, Spider-Man, here's a big bad. Let's team up. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And apparently Venom was also set in Garfield's universe. Did nothing with him and Garfield. I know they were on other sides of the continent.
Yeah.
Come on. You're telling me he didn't, at one point, he went to Mexico. He could have went to New York, and at the end, he did show up in New York, saw the Lady Liberty, but I thought maybe Spider-Man would have swung around and been like, hey, aren't you the guy who had the symbiote? That'd have been beautiful.
Yeah.
Just to show Garfield's character, a seasoned Garfield character, like, hey, weren't you Venom? Hey, blah, blah. Then the interaction between Hardy and Garfield on one of those unprecedented things that I would love to see. Just don't know when.
I don't want this to be where, oh, there's your token black guy. That's Miles Morales. But the guy kind of looked like Shameik Moore. A little bit.
In a way. Honestly,
maybe if you just squint.
Yeah, because he had the little thin, he had the thin mustache.
Yeah.
And the beard, and he had the gear on that he would wear.
I quickly realized that it wasn't Shameik Moore, but the way he was talking, it was almost like, hey, you're a Spidey too. It kind of felt like that.
Yeah.
That's where it was heading. I'm thinking, oh. I was doing the Joe Rogan meme on the UFC ringside.
Yeah.
But no, it wasn't. And it was Jean Grey's character, of course, with that character under mind control by Jean. But I find it hard to believe where you have all these executives, they're in these conference rooms with these big tables, and they're looking at all their data, and they have their Excel spreadsheets and so forth, and they're counting their cash. And they're thinking, all right, and I do applaud them for taking swings.
Yeah.
But if you have Craven, Morbius, and I'm sorry, not is it Madam Web?
Madam Web,
or Spider-Man crossover with Venom, and you can pick any of the three, right? I would leave Maguire out. Maguire's just No Way Home proved. It was good to see him in that role, but he shouldn't have been in that role. I just think his time has come and gone. Garfield, he could still lead a Spider-Man movie.
He really could.
He's still very much in his prime. Peter Parker, Eddie Brock crossover, Spidey and Venom, or a Miles Morales movie team up with Peter Parker.
Yeah, an introduction. Here's how he's doing it. He's got the homemade suit together. I've been taking care of this side of New York while you were away. Well, hey, man, that's cool. Want to learn some tips and tricks? Boom, boom. Be kind of like Enter the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Live action, but it had their own angle. Here's how you can protect the city. Hey, he said in earlier or in the movie, hey, do you have any tips for me, Spider-Man? Oh, yeah. Use disinfect the mask and baby powder in the suit. Heavy on the joints. You don't want to chafe. Is that really it? Yeah, that's it. Just universal Spider-Man language.
Yes.
But it's got to be rough running around in those suits.
You have all those. Maybe that's what we're missing from a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, yeah, I got serious chafing. I can't get this robbery because my cheeks hurt. If you have all those options lined up, which two are you picking?
It's gonna have to be that Hardy, and then the runner-up will be the Miles Morales.
Yes, absolutely. Those two, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. So I'm thinking, guys, do you not like money?
Yeah, and Tom Hardy's character has the edginess, and he's a Bernthal character. We could have had an early style of Bernthal character introduction with Holland to kind of like boost him a little bit. You're doing great on your own. Here's how, you don't have to be lethal. I know Venom's the lethal protector. Here's what you can do to have a little bit more finesse. And here's how you can tangle with some of these heavier villains while Peter disagreeing with, well, we can't kill them. Well, why not? We do it all the time. It's simple. You're having like eat that man's head?
Yes.
Be like that type of interaction. We need that.
I do want to talk about Tom Holland.
Yeah.
He was great in this. And I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I had mentioned earlier, this was on the heels of Odyssey, and Holland was in that, as I'd said. We've seen him in so many Spider-Man movies, so many Avengers movies that we talked about.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, and he's talked about it himself, I'm sure, it's going to be increasingly difficult for him to be separated from this character.
True.
Because he is the guy. I've seen him in Uncharted. I thought it was okay.
It was a decent, hey, let's have a weekend movie. Let's check this out.
Just the excuse to go out to the theater, or maybe you're streaming at home. It's fun to watch with the kids and so forth.
Wahlberg
it was
really
fine.
Worked together.
It was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to rush to watch it 10 times.
Yeah.
It was okay. Wasn't bad. It was okay. But with the Odyssey, it did feel like even under Nolan's direction and we have another episode where I recorded with my good buddy Rob, and we talked about Odyssey. Our biggest loser of the movie was Holland.
Really?
Because it felt like Peter Parker in the Odyssey.
Nice.
It wasn't Tom Holland.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that they didn't do more.
Yep.
And maybe it's one of those things where Holland was advocating for more and maybe Nolan shut him down. Maybe. I don't know why, but I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But even Bernthal, his character in the Odyssey, and they have these, their names are, I can't even say Yelena, so I'm going to butcher his character's name in the Odyssey. Bernthal's character, it didn't feel as Bernthal as what Holland felt in his role.
Gotcha.
It's like, it took me out of it.
Yep.
I thought he was horribly miscasted. He shouldn't have been in that movie, and it's not his fault. I think it's just a combination of some things. He's just been in so many Marvel properties.
Yeah.
His face is everywhere. But even with Bernthal, I mean, maybe it's, now that I'm talking this out loud, I mean, Bernthal, for a lot of his casuals, this is our first encounter with him, as we talked about. Holland, he just didn't do himself any favors. There is one scene where he's in a scene with Anne Hathaway's character.
Yeah.
She is acting her tail off. Okay. And you come out of that scene thinking, oh yeah, there's levels to this. He gets his butt blown off the page.
Yeah.
Because she's just next level. And there's levels to this. And he's just not quite there yet. He's so good as Peter Parker. So I'm watching this last night, and I'm remembering seeing him in the Odyssey last week, and now seeing him in this role. And he's so good in this. I just wonder, I'm interested to see, and I think he's got another movie lined up where he's like some kind of iconic dancer or so forth. And I think he's going to do really well in that.
Yeah.
I think he really needs that. It couldn't come soon enough for him, because he's always going to be known as Spidey. He's always going to be known as Peter Parker.
Yep. But
I think coming out of the Odyssey, he was the biggest loser. So as much as he's going to get all the flowers, all the accolades for this, the Odyssey is just, oh yeah, that's Peter Parker.
It's
that's
like
Spider-Man.
RDJ.
Yeah.
As soon as he stepped into the role as Iron Man, like, hey, that's the guy who plays Iron Man. You go watch Sherlock Holmes. Hey, when he's using the big brain in the movie, but the tech, not the brawn.
Yeah.
It's, man, well, this is kind of how he sounds when he's mumbling around as Iron Man.
Right.
Usually putting together. Yeah. The man came up with time travel in one night. Just, I did it? What?
Yeah.
Wow. And then, you got Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
This register on an emotional level. First, exploit childhood tragedy. Then gesture with pipe. Watson finishes punchline. Wow.
Yeah.
What's up with him mumbling around? The Doolittle movie. I didn't see it. I saw the trailer. It looked like it was going to be something good. But then at the same time, it's just, they're like, well, compared to his role at the time, what it would have been around Infinity War, I think, if I'm correct. They're like, oh, well, compared to Iron Man, this role didn't really do that well. Or most people are like, oh, I won't go watch RDJ unless he's in the suit.
Yes.
So it's just rough for these actors when you hit that really big chime and it rings throughout your career. It's like, yeah, man, I really loved you as Iron Man. All right, well, what about Sherlock Holmes? Huh? You know, like they know about that character, but like, when are you going to reprise as Iron Man? And now that he's no longer Iron Man, people still have their theories that he's going to come back. He's not really dead.
Yeah.
Time travel, multiverse, blah, blah, blah. Now that he's Doom, man, the guy who's playing Doom's the guy who played Iron Man. You mean RDJ? Well, yeah. Well, you know, he had other movies, right? Well, you know, we only know him as Iron Man. They're going to have to go through that, but that is their biggest moneymakers. Ching Ching, hey, to top the list, character that's going to stick with them. Bernthal, it's going to be Punisher, you know.
Yes.
Holland, it's going to be Spider-Man. RDJ, it's going to be Iron Man.
Yep.
And I'm hoping, and I'm theorizing it's going to happen, Hemsworth's going to get taken out in Doomsday. For Chris Hemsworth, Thor is his heaviest, no pun intended, swinging character. These guys they've cast these monumentous shadows.
Yeah.
And the people coming up behind doing different iterations of these characters,
right? They
got shoes to fill. Ali with Snipes. It sucks that we didn't get a new Blade. Snipes did such a big job.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough for these guys kind of catch up to that spot.
Downey had the Oppenheimer role.
Yeah, true.
Where that was under Nolan. So I was kind of expecting this for Holland. Downey walked away with an Academy Award for just how good that role was for his character in Oppenheimer. And again, I just expected this with Odyssey. And then again, there's that other movie coming out for Holland. I'm blanking on the name for it. It's coming out soon.
I know I've heard something about it because I always look at the actors and what's upcoming for them. And I was like, was it Magic Mike 2.5? Or nah.
He's going to star as legendary performer Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire.
Thank you. In an upcoming biographical film. I think he's going to need it just to kind of separate himself from Peter Parker.
Do you know that he has different pitch besides kind of like a bumbling a young adult guy, you know, who's a superhero. That's easily relatable, but it's nice, like Willem Dafoe. A lot of people know him as Green Goblin, but he's done Platoon. He's done a lot of Passion of the Christ movies. He's really into the theatrics, the stage. He said he likes the big movie productions and whatnot, but he likes also chilling back and casually being part of a screenplay. He likes getting back down to, like, oh man, the essentials of what makes a production. Bare bones, there's not a live big production, maybe a stadium of maybe like starting out 50, 70 people. You know, but he likes that. You know, Willem Dafoe likes that. He likes the theatrics. He likes to Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare, hold the skull style, like have that type of mentality. He likes that type. It's just rough for these guys, but I'm hoping that Holland does get more out there with different levels of these things besides Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I think this newest project is going to be his version of Downey's Oppenheimer, to say the least. But you mentioned The Passion of the Christ. It was The Last Temptation of Christ that William Dafoe was in. Because I'm looking at him like, was William Dafoe in Passion of the Christ?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. It was like, it's something of the Christ. But but
Last Temptation of Christ. And I'm looking at it here. Yeah. All right. I know we're running long. We're going to have to talk about Doomsday on another pod. We're going to have to bring you back.
Yeah, no problem.
Before we go, is it crazy to say that Brand New Day is a top 3 Spidey movie?
Honestly, I can't say no. Once again, like what I told you, it was a deepness. They didn't just gloss over his problem. And this movie felt like a therapy session for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's on the low end. Aunt's dead. No one remembers him. He's a nobody. And not like he's trying to strive to be somebody, but he's Spider-Man. But they said there's someone behind the mask. What about the person behind the mask? Him catching up with Ned and Zendaya again, Ned and MJ.
Yeah.
I'm glad this time there's not a love interest. I like that the love interest, I feel like they held him back a little bit. Hey, what do I do? Oh, do this, blah, blah, blah. Now he's thinking on his own more. He's making those game plans with him and his new onboard AI.
Yeah.
He's got, which is weird. It was the voice of that AI was the woman who was in one of his very first major screen productions.
Yeah.
I think it was like 12.
Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like, she thought, yeah, I loved it. You know, that she was a big driving force for him in his acting career. And in now one of his pinnacle movies again.
Yeah.
She's there helping him out. And he's like, it's like
that's
a
cool.
hug. This was great. The therapy session for this, it felt great. You feel refreshed. He's not looking for a love interest. He's just pretty much he wants help. You know, he knows he wants help. He's letting people in. He let the Punisher in. He let Ruffalo's character in, really touch down with them. And then at the end, it felt good. Of course, the suit, I wonder what the next suit's going to be, because Bernthal said they cut through the suit for that when he got shot. I'm like, oh, man. But he was laying there without his suit. So I'm wondering what the next suit's going to be.
Yeah.
The suits are always amazing. But it's nice that he ended the movie with a smile on his face up high above New York City again. Just like
cool scene, cool vantage point.
Yeah,
that was
him hanging
vintage.
Down.
Yeah, vintage Spider-Man.
Yeah, man.
Frank Castle, when he shot Spidey, biggest dunce ever. Can you imagine if he killed Spidey?
Because I'm like, that's a 50 caliber bullet he had. That wasn't low jack. I'm surprised it was an armor piercing. I'm surprised it didn't go through him.
Yeah.
With the, I guess, the sword broke on his arm, or that staff, that really durable staff that at first he was like, but now it broke in his arm. Thankfully, that with his body becoming a lot more tough, thankfully that bullet didn't go through and kill them both, because I'm sure, well, problem solved, but whoops, he better put on that mask and swing around.
Yeah.
But man,
that would be a fun movie if the first Punisher movie is following the heels of the Brand New Day, where he kills Spider-Man and he's on the run.
Spider-Man is running.
He's on
swinging, huh?
Yeah. He's on the run from the New Avengers because he killed Spidey.
You did
that.
What?
Would talk about script ideas.
Man, that would be a stellar idea.
I was laughing in the theater when it turned out that he shot Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Because I'm just envisioning him hightailing it to the hospital just to make sure. Because there is a scene. There's a scene where he's carrying Peter.
Like, help, come on, guys. I'm like,
and he's conveniently leaving out the fact that it was him who shot him.
And then when they're bickering about the Staten Island incident, I'm glad they left it anonymous and didn't show us and just kind of paint the picture of what it could have been. The Staten Island, and I saved you. No. I didn't need saved. Then yammering to MJ and blah, blah, blah. What do you think? I just want to go home. Cool. Yeah. I like her idea, kick rocks. I'm like, dude, it fits. It's like the disgruntled uncle helps out the nephew. They're painting each other's butt, but they get the job.
Yeah.
Perfect matchup for them. Please do more. Please.
Yes, 100% there with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there was a scene where they were in the damage control building right before, I think it was in the middle of the confrontation with Jean Grey and Banner.
Yeah.
There's a clip where I think it was Jean Grey who's looking at the security footage, and it's Frank and Peter arguing.
They're bickering and they walk each other's different ways. And she's, huh? Like, you're all out of all this building literally crumbles, and you guys are bickering. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm doing things my way.
Yes.
You don't do things your way, you'll kill people.
Yeah.
Well, it gets the job done, kid. It does get the job done. It's a little bit more harder to sleep at night, but for them, it's
you can't sleep anyways. Yeah.
Man.
I know we got to run, but two things. That sequence alone, we didn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the funniest moments I have seen in a movie in quite some time was Peter and Frank. Hulk was charging them, and Frank goes, "Oh shit!" In that moment, I went to go see it with my brother Steve, so I'm grabbing him. We're grabbing each other. We were rolling in the seats. It was so funny.
Zips him underneath, and he
that
was sounds like you don't want to fight the Hulk. I don't want to.
There was another moment that was as funny as that one, if not funnier. It was when, because Peter warned Frank, don't get within 33 feet.
Yeah, and he just high.
It's like right there.
Right there.
She gets in his head. She goes, it's Frank's voice. Oh man, he's got issues. I love that.
See,
that was so
even
good.
Her body was like, it was like looking at like a hoarder mess.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what's inside that exploded canister of whatever with Frank Castle. It probably haunted her. And also, I will say, I really enjoyed it when he got hit with the van. What the hell, Frank? You just hit me with a van. Oh, quit your whimpering. Sticks the China Lake out the window, then zips it away, zips it, and it has another one on standby.
Yeah.
Suit yourself. Dude casually just hits him with, bump the mic here, hits him with thankfully it didn't go off, but just blows the man away, did not hesitate, cool as a cucumber, especially throughout a high-speed chase, has it written down, all right, Spider-Man's in the way, but I'm going to catch this villain. Yeah. And then my buddy was like, he just did a Kamen Rider kick. Kamen Rider Power Ranger style thing, but it's in Japan. they do these special attacks when they jump through the air. It's like the Power Rangers, but power kick.
Okay.
Him doing that through and then knocking him out the rear. One, that had to have hurt. Peter's superhuman. Punisher's not. Even with the armor on, I know that had to have hurt getting knocked out the back of that van like that.
Yeah.
Especially at that force. He webbed up the tank and then slingshot himself, flew through, grabbed him, pulled him through, and then just zipped his mouth shut. That was funny.
Yeah.
Love to zip his mouth shut to keep it PG-13. But each aspect of those scenes had that quirkiness, had the fast-paced, you blink, you'll miss it, but then it's there. The camera angle effects, all of that. Spider-Man Brand New Day, as I said, it feels like a brand new day. We're back in it, baby.
Yeah.
The web slinger, he's the best.
Yeah.
You can't not love him.
Ned and MJ.
Yep.
Those two, like the friend group.
Yeah.
You as the viewer, you feel like you're in the group. You're one of the four. And there's so much history. Yeah. It's so good. That whole dynamic works too, as well as everything else about the film.
I hope they keep it that way. Love interest aside, the friendship that could get somebody hurt, but they have like a neutral balance right now,
And I appreciated the fact that MJ, she didn't immediately fall back in love with Peter. She goes, I'm sorry, I can't remember any of this.
Yep.
So I don't love you. It was hard as a viewer, crushing.
Yeah.
But it's okay, this is realistic because she doesn't have all this shared history with you.
And she's got her own life outside of that memory wipe. It's their own thing to do now. And I'm glad they're going to have their own little area, but they can all meet together, strategize. Now that they all know each other again, they don't have to get super interpersonal, but they can still do enough to where Ned's the guy in the chair. MJ's hey, here's an angle we can't figure out.
Yeah.
Here's this. Like, she figured out about the mask. You said Bobby who wanted to speak about Brand New Day?
Yes.
Please, Bobby, please. Next pod, I want to hear your thoughts on the movie. I like to hear everybody's angle.
Yeah.
Chris, loved your take, everything on the movie, character highlights, whatnot.
Yeah.
Please give me more. I love Spider-Man. Love it. Love Marvel. It's breathtaking.
Going back to Ned really quick, because I'm just reminded of this. There's that one scene where he's in the gas station, not gas station, the little mart.
The little show, the Del Mar, I think it was.
Yeah, Del Mar. Yes. He's buying drinks.
Yeah.
And he's asking about the energy drinks behind the cashier.
The shark something.
Yeah. And he goes, all my friends are addicted to this. Do not memorize the face. He's doing the hand motions around the face. He's like, do not let me buy this. And he goes, okay, let me have one. Okay, I'll buy two. After that, I'm done. No more.
And it sips from the station. And like, he's going to have heart palpitations. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, man.
They're so good in that.
And he looks great. Another quick tidbit. He looks great. He lost a lot of weight. Facial feature. He was a little bit of a chunky guy. He looks great. I forget the guy's name, but he looked great.
He was so funny. It's, I have it pulled up.
He with the big glasses, the thick glasses, a little beard, patch. He looks phenomenal. He really went from the chunky kid to like the thicker dude that, who's got it together.
Jacob Batalone.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
He looks absolutely
Kudos to
great.
him.
I know he put in some work a little bit for this role.
Yeah.
He wasn't stopping buildings from falling over, but he looked good.
Zendaya is great as always.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. I talked about this with my brother Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Her iteration of MJ in Homecoming, where she's too cool for school, she's got the hoodie on, she's a different version, and just now seeing her in this, I know that was high school, and she's grown, she's matured, that character at least.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to see, that was our first introduction to her, and now she's this version of
gorgeous.
MJ.
Absolutely gorgeous.
All right, I think that's all I got for you right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too crazy to say this is a top 3 Spidey movie of all time.
They really swung hard with this one. They hit.
I will say there's been a lot of talk about the web swinging montage as the first person.
Oh, yeah.
2 things. One, we've seen a little bit of that in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
Oh, man.
So this is not the first time.
Yep.
This is probably a little bit better executed. I will give you that. Secondly, just go on YouTube, because I did it myself last night.
Mm-hmm.
Go on YouTube, type in Spider-Man 2 web slinging montage 2004.
Oh.
You will be amazed. I kid you not. I don't want to speak for you. I'm pretty sure you will be amazed.
Okay.
By just seeing the montages of what they were capable of doing
Yeah.
All the way back in 2004, because I was flabbergasted. I knew it looked good. I was thinking, all right, it's probably not as good as I remember because that was the Spidey I grew up with, but it's still so good.
The body shots, I know what you're talking about. Because Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 2 movie was still my favorite. Him and what is it? Alfred Molina. Perfect duo. Started out as really good chums and then ends on like, Peter. Brilliant but lazy. I'm like, I always love that line. You know, it crushed me seeing them back together again and No Way Home. But when he was flipping through the air, thinking about, you can see that he was really in a thinking phase. Yeah, when he was going through all that stuff with MJ, and then his web ran out, and he's like, "Oh no!" Then lands. Yeah, lands on that big air duct. What happened? I'm like, what did happen, man? And then talking about that dream, like, I'll just say if I was Spider-Man in this dream and I'm experiencing web block, what's going on there? Yeah. You might just be going through emotional trauma, blah, blah, blah. So you said you were Spider-Man? No. In this dream.
In this dream, yeah.
But the swinging montages, even the battles, still look good today. I'm still on the edge of my seat. The train where he's stopping the train, shooting all the webs and holding it. No tech, no special suit, no awesome. Mask, just organic webs and a will to keep everybody alive. Yeah. Tobey Maguire still hits that spot. He was getting kicked around by all these guys who had this technology and all that, and he was just a guy in a spandex suit getting thrown around, but he stopped in New York from getting vaporized. Symbiote, Sandman, the train scene, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, his villain lineup really tested the limits of him just being a super guy, but in a normal suit. Yeah. Love Maguire. Just can't believe it.
There's another YouTube video where I'm interested to know if you've seen it, but they do a reimagining of the iconic subway scene. Have you seen this one?
Corduroy Crew, I think. Corridor Crew? Where his arms rip off.
Yes, his arms rip off.
Because they said realistically, the force, because then it had his eyes bulging, and he had his arm actually ripping from the tendons. It was brutal. Yeah,
that would be the most Sam Raimi thing to do. And what's funny about that, or strange enough, is that Sam Raimi actually directed Spider-Man 2. Yeah. As you may know, Sam Raimi has so many horror classics or credits to his name.
He does.
And it's interesting because he has, especially in Spider-Man 2, where you have the Doc Ock scene where he's face down on the gurney. And there's horror elements. Yeah, that was freaky stuff.
Well, he did Evil Dead.
He did Evil Dead, yeah.
And that's why Bruce Campbell and the
Bruce Campbell
is in there. And I'm like,
talk about Bruce Campbell. He is just national treasure.
He does have cancer. He came out with
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He was like, I don't know if it was pancreas cancer, some type of cancer. And I'm just going to keep being me. He's like, however long I'm going to be here, however long whoever's watching me allows me to be here. Yeah. I'm still going to be Bruce Campbell. Yeah. I'm like, that one hit, man.
Talk about deep.
Use a good one. Don't leave us, please, Bruce Campbell. Do not leave.
Yes, please don't. Circling back. Let's cool it. For all the discourse about, hey, these are some of the greatest web-slinging montages, just go into the YouTube clips and watch Spider-Man 2 or others. Oh, yeah. They were making some good ones, even 25 years ago, okay? Yeah. Anyways, Sharzel, let's end it there. This was great. Let's get you on again soon, and let's talk Doomsday. Yeah. All right? Till next time.
Yeah, no problem. See you, folks.